Hi, guys. Welcome back to the Real Housewives of New Jersey after party. Woo woo!
Whoop, whoop.
Okay, enough.
Okay. Well, you started the noises.
I know.
Okay.
I don't even know where to begin. Guys, in the live chat before Jason gets started with his questions, go ahead and rate tonight's episode if you already watched it. I thought it was one hell of an episode. And yes, Paul and Dolores, we will absolutely move in.
Oh my God, that house.
The house.
The house is amazing.
I'm
It's
obsessed. I'm obsessed.
Epic. What would you rate the episode really quick? I know this isn't like the full recap and we're just going to chit chat and stuff
8.
like that. An 8?
Yes.
What made it an 8 besides Margaret's Charmin comment?
The Charmin comment was hilarious. The Turkish reader, I love that. The finding out the information about Dina Manzo, the Paul and Dolores of it all, his James Bond townhouse, Danielle having to get herself worked up in order to show up and call these ladies out after exiting numerous times. I mean, all of it is an 8. It's an 8.
Well, I mean, listen, Murray says she hasn't watched it yet, but there's a lot of 7s, 8s, 9s. There's a 6, but there's a lot of 7. So I think people kind of agree with you here. I'm gonna have to give it. Can I give it something?
Yes.
I know it's not my after party, but you know, sometimes I like to be a party pooper.
Okay, give it. What do you have?
No, it's definitely 7.5.
7.5.
Yeah, totally.
Okay.
Totally. I mean, I don't even know where to jump in here. I guess let's talk about Dolores and Paul and how uncomfortable he is with Frank. I mean, Paul gives some good points. He's like, okay, look, Frank and Brittany have a great relationship. They have something going on. And I don't know. I kind of think that maybe Paul thinks Frank made a big mistake. But Dolores seems to think that, nah, he knew that when he walked out 25 years ago.
Was it 25 years ago?
Yeah.
Okay. So I agree in this moment with Paul, only because Paul and Dolores have a new relationship and they have to be able to build on the new relationship. This is just a personal opinion, guys. So if you don't agree, that's okay.
It's the after party.
Yeah, pop off in the live.
Party.
Pop off in the live. But listen, my thing is for Paul, he's saying boundaries. Boundaries are healthy. My problem is I always get myself into situations because I don't getting set the boundaries. So now in this instance, he's like, yes, I wouldn't necessarily feel so comfortable around Frank. Frank feels very comfortable around you. That's going to take some time getting used to. And as a guy looking at a straight guy looking at another straight guy, and Paul really appreciates Dolores as the woman that she is. He's like, yeah, of course Frank missed out. So maybe Frank now knows that he missed out. And that's a real concern. So this is going to be something that's going to take time. That's how I feel.
I agree. I mean, like, yeah. They have a family. Yeah, I understand. But then Dolores says, like, his girlfriend or his ex calls all the time.
His son is still 17.
Oh, well, that makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I get that. Okay, before we go any further, guys, where can we get the recap tomorrow, Adam?
Whoop. Okay, so we are doing our live recap. I love the whoop. I'm Vicky Gumbelson tonight covering New Jersey after party. Enough. No more. No, but what I was going to say is tomorrow we are back live at 1 p.m. Eastern with Ricky Cornish from Out Magazine. Guys, I have the best time with Ricky. Actually, last week I saw some comments where people were like, where's Jason? Jason and I do so much together. So it's okay to have other people come in and collaborate. Let's just appreciate them for their time. We have the best recap. So Jason is out. Ricky is in. Forget about it.
And Wednesday nights, I got to get ready to make a drink and have some Vanderpump Rules after party. Guys, I saw a comment. Renee, thank you so much. Jason, thumbs up. That's right. But guess what? If you look in the back, you can see the little thumbs up right behind Adam's right shoulder.
That's so ridiculous. I didn't even know that you put that back there.
All right. So I guess we should move on a little bit because we've only gotten there. Some people in live chat are saying after 25 years, it's hard to move on and stuff like that. 100 in the room, guys. Hit that like button if you haven't done so already. Okay. I didn't know a lot about Rachel Fuda and how much like she has going on with the parking company, the concierge company, what a burger joint,
a tile company.
Like, holy shit.
This woman is busy as hell. And I love the fact that she's like, I'm a type A personality and my husband is from the streets. You know what? At first, I'm not going to lie. This is why I always go into anything when it comes to a newbie with an open mind. I like to see how they evolve throughout the process of the season. And I feel like for Rachel, she's really grown on me. I really like her because I think it's very telling about her character, wanting to adopt her stepson, stepping up to the plate. I had some really shitty stepmothers. So I think that just watching her, now I have a great stepmother, by the way, but watching her in the way that she's navigating this, it's just, I think it's amazing. I think it speaks volumes. It screams who she is as a person.
I think that's so admirable, though, like wanting to do that and having that relationship with her stepson is kind of amazing.
Yeah.
Okay, I want to kind of take a curveball here really quick because we did see Dolores and Jen kind of call a truce. They went, they had a lunch.
Okay.
They kind of came to some amends. What do you think about all of that? Because, like, she expected Dolores to have her back last year when Margaret dropped the shit about the affair, right?
Right.
So, I don't know. Do you think that they can actually communicate efficiently and move forward, I guess?
I think that Jennifer can sometimes be a loose cannon, and I think that Dolores is not. So I think that when you have somebody who is, and I don't mean a loose cannon like so negatively, let me reword that, a wild card. I think that when you have someone who is such a wild card, sometimes it becomes a liability because you don't know what's going to come out of their mouth or how much you can trust them with. And once that trust has been breached, I feel like then it's really hard to come back from that. And for Jennifer Aydin to expect Dolores, because she went through something similar with Frank, which was an affair, to think that she just gets blind loyalty for that and that Dolores will not also be there for her friend Margaret, that's a little silly to me because Dolores is like, I'm both of your friends. And yes, Jennifer Aydin, you sat there and you made fun of this woman for being open about her infidelities when the whole time you were sitting on your husband's infidelity, not sharing that with everyone, which, by the way, is the same problem that all of the Potomac fans have with Robin Dixon right now for selling the bullshit story about the hotel on Patreon and not giving it to us as a storyline when she had no storyline to begin with.
Wow.
Yes. Sorry.
Wow.
And also, I don't like how Jennifer Aydin, I love the idea of communication. I think communication is key, and a lot of people don't have the ability to effectively communicate. And I feel like for Jennifer Aydin, when she was like, okay, I think that we should communicate. And now I know next time if I have something to say, I won't be nervous. I'll just call you out. And Dolores's face is like, do you understand Patterson, Dolores from Patterson? Did you not? She bit somebody's nail off. The woman that slept with Frank, she whooped ass. Not saying it's okay, not saying we condone it, but she's still Patterson, Dolores. Jennifer Aydin, you got to take a step back, girl. She might be living in the James Bond townhouse right now.
God, that townhouse.
But that doesn't mean that she won't come out like Vesper and whoop some ass.
Right?
That's all I'm saying.
That's right.
Okay.
That's okay. So how do you feel about, okay, we decided to communicate efficiently, but then Jennifer goes ahead and kind of just opens up right away about getting irritated with Bill and kind of being sick of being a doormat. And when he's home, he doesn't spend time with the family. He's always in the pool house. Like, do you think that was appropriate? Like right away after you call a truce, like that's,
yeah, I think
you're just going to share that information. Is that a way to like earn some trust or to like garner some conversation? You know what I mean?
Well, Dolores is the one who initiated this conversation by bringing up what Jackie told her about Jackie's conversation with Jennifer. So Jennifer opening up, I think at this point she realizes it was not my affair, not my circus, not my monkeys. This was my husband's fault, and I've been sitting on this for so long. So now, yes, I finally want to talk about it because he won't say shit about it. That makes sense. I totally understand where she's coming from. However, the fact that he comes home, he's had this affair, he comes home, he does not want to communicate, which I understand sometimes people don't, but even through therapy, like I'm not saying take a total page out of Louis' book, but do something, man. And you come home from working all day and you sit in the pool house and then you try to school Jennifer Aydin on how to be a mother and focus on the scholastics of it all as opposed to just leading with love. I think that this, and I never want to put a timestamp on somebody's relationship, but this one, she seems like she's kind of hitting her wits end. She seems like she's hitting her wits end. And I think for her right now, you can see she's really stepping into her own. She was always like kind of the homemaker and being there for her husband and trying to be a great wife. And now she's like, Dad, you don't appreciate shit. You think that you're the man and you're giving me this whole lifestyle for the kids. And this is how you're going to treat me. I love that she's sticking up for herself, but he doesn't seem like he's used to that. So that could present a challenge.
That's true. Guys, there's almost 100 in the room. hit that like button, like behind Adam's right shoulder. All right, we have a super chat from Marisol. Marisol, thank you so much for the super chat. We appreciate you. She says, I'm recovering in the hospital from an emergency gallbladder surgery. Oof.
No.
So sorry. Wishing you all the best and literally speedy recovery. So happy to be watching you guys live. I love you both. Marisol, we're sending you all the love and energy to heal. And thanks for joining us.
Yes, Marisol, definitely. Thank you for the super chat. That was, you didn't have to do that, but we are sending you all the positive healing energy. We have our good vibes inside of our house right now, and we're sharing that with you. And honestly, just sending you all of the love. Thank you for being here.
Yeah, seriously.
Yeah, seriously.
Well, talking of serious things, we have Melissa and Joe. Okay, a lot of Pizzagate kind of stuff came out today, which was crazy, which I'm sure you guys will get into tomorrow on the recap. I'm sure Ricky will have a lot to say about that too. But they go and visit the house. Speaking of houses, Jersey is killing it with houses lately. Like, okay, if you're eccentric, you might like Margaret's. If you're me, you just love Paul's.
I mean, love
come
Paul's.
on, that's my dream.
Nobody.
House.
I mean, by the way, guys, I'm putting together a vision board because I heavily believe in this, and Shaylee keeps shoving it down my throat. So I just ordered one, and I'm going to piece things together. And I've always wanted like this beautiful spread out ranch style home. Fuck that shit. I want the townhouse. I want the James Bond townhouse. Again, like I said, after this, I'm reaching out to Paulie and I'm letting him know I never thought I'd be moving to Jersey, but today's a new day and I am ready. Wait, does that townhouse overlook New York City?
I think so, because you have the George Washington Bridge, which he overlooks. And then right over George Washington Bridge from Manhattan, or Washington Heights, I think is right over there, is Fort Lee. So he must live like just south of there. But yes, he definitely has a view, because you got a glimpse of it in the reflection a little bit. Oh my gosh.
I don't even know.
This is my, and sorry, the darks with the flowers, sexy.
But even Dolores said too, one of the weird things about the new house that we just moved into, Jason and I built our home. I mean, we didn't build shit, but our psychic, Dina Marie, who was also on Real Housewives of New Jersey, said my best friend, who unfortunately passed away a little over a year ago, that she was here the whole time overseeing all of the building of all of it. So I feel like there's a lot of love in this home. I love this home. And since it came up in the way that everything was kind of picked out, I was so obsessed. And now I'm like, Jason, it's time to move.
No.
I'm ready to move. I love this new house. But also, Dolores said in the interview that I had with her and Paul, that the house is like a museum. It's not livable. And I'm like, Dolores,
girl,
I don't know what we're talking
there.
about. I could
Speak
live there
for
in 2
yourself.
seconds. Yeah, I feel if you're not going to live there, I saw like 7 other women in that house that would sign me up.
Seriously. And
I'll be that.
we'll also, if you haven't seen the interview, we'll link it below in the description. But the interview with Paul and Dolores is up. It's on the podcast.
I love Paul.
It's on Up and Adam. Okay, so anyway, we're at Melissa and Joe's house, which also looks amazing, stunning. Like they're doing all the good choices so far. I haven't seen the finished product yet, but I think they finished it, right?
It's so beautiful.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But she kind of shared. Well, first of all, they share some frustration with Louis and how they heard he came back kind of like crying and emotional and stuff like that.
Yeah.
This is going nowhere. Like this whole relationship with them.
Well, I feel like Melissa looks at Louis and she sees 2 different sides to Louis, but she's not the first person to point this out. So it's like one of those situations of you can't shoot the messenger.
Yeah.
And I understand that Teresa and Joe are siblings, but Teresa will also point things out about Joe. Like in an interview recently, she said that Joe thinks he's a big celebrity, like he has a huge ego. So I think at this point, we've all signed up for reality TV and we're allowed to commentate on each other. But she's not saying anything that the fans are not saying when it comes to Louis, because in one breath, it's like, Joe, hold this pillow. Hold this pillow. And when you hold this pillow, it's your turn to talk. And then in the second breath, it's like, God damn it, Teresa. And that's really hard. It's kind of scary for the people to see, especially as a viewer, because all of the viewers saw Teresa go through so much and they want everything to be great for her.
Slightly uncomfortable.
Yeah, it's slightly uncomfortable. But I also don't want to bash Louis for Teresa either, because when I spoke with her, she is so happy. So if she's happy, then really who gives a shit what we say?
I mean, that's true. What do you think about Melissa now kind of wanting to help Danielle launch her Bougie Kids collection, and Melissa's like, I see a little bit of myself in her. She's young, she has kids, she wants to get this started. I really want to help. Do you think this will backfire eventually, or do you think this is a friendship like waiting to happen?
Oh, this is definitely going to backfire. Danielle is totally team Teresa in all of this. And I think that it's, you know what? I feel like I've learned, I always try to help. And I think that that's what she's trying to do. She's trying to help because she has the knowledge. She has the book. She has the answers, right? Of running this boutique. So she has the knowledge and she's trying to help her launch a business. So I think that that's very sweet of her. However, when you try to help people, even if you go into it with good intentions, sometimes you just get shit on and people burn you. They burn you. They're not grateful. Like that's, just focus on Envy, Melissa, and let Danielle, just like Melissa made Envy a success, Danielle, if this bougie children's line is meant to be a success, she will figure it out. I find when you give people all of the answers and you make it so easy, then they don't work as hard for it. They don't appreciate it as much, and it's not as successful.
Amen. Mm-hmm. All right. Joe shares also that Dina, which is crazy to hear her name again, but Dina
Manzo
backed out of the wedding because of her guy, David, and Louis. They had like a Pizzagate situation, like part 2.
That was actually interesting to me. I saw a couple of people on Twitter who were posting, Melissa and Joe are lying about this. But then again, it's like Melissa and Joe in this situation are talking about headlines that have already come out. They're talking about headlines. They're talking about things that were already mentioned on the internet. Now, we know from the past that a lot of people, and I know this for a fact because there was one Real Housewife of Beverly Hills last year who tried to do this. And then there was a Vanderpump Rules cast member the year before who tried to do this. And what they do is they try to plant seeds and have it go out through a content creator or some sort of media. And they try to put it out there so it makes a headline, because normally if it makes a headline, then it's fair game. They get to talk about it. But if it's not a headline, sometimes producers will intervene and they don't want you talking about certain things because they have a storyline, they have a storyboard, and they know how this is going to go, and it doesn't necessarily always fit into what they want for the show. So for the Dina thing, it's interesting. It just goes to that. That's another thing that I mentioned to Teresa. I feel like there are so many people who keep coming forward with red flags. Does that concern you? Because there were multiple women who came forward. One woman claimed that he shoved her against a metal pole. And then, things kept going and coming out and coming out and coming out. And Teresa and Louis kept dodging them like the Matrix and saying they're just jealous. These women are just jealous because now he's with Teresa. Okay, so moving on. Now we're hearing this rumor of bad business practices. And then we have Louis go and Watch What Happens Live with Teresa saying that he's about to get into, these were not his words verbatim, but something to do with telemarketing something, because Andy Cohen said, isn't that what Jen Shah's going to jail for? And I was like, so your storyline is bad business practices, and then you mentioned something that's similar to what Jen Shah is now sitting in prison for. That's a little concerning. It's a little concerning. I really wish that Teresa would have got a prenup. But again, she said, I'm a big girl, so.
Jeez, wow.
Yeah.
We'll see. All right, so we have a couple more. Oh, okay, so Mustang Mickey says, Adam, you guys should wait till after Watch What Happens Live. Sometimes we do, depending on who's on it.
Yes.
We'll see. Sometimes we'll jump
Sometimes we do, but also, guys, the after parties are a lot of fun. And we literally go nonstop all day. I wake up at 5 a.m. So usually by this time, today I just had lemon cayenne water. So I'm like, however, I'm not always like that. And I don't know how I'm going to be. There's like 9 personalities in this body, and I don't know which one you're going to get. You might get sleepy, dopey, happy. I don't know. I don't know who's coming out. So that's why we set the time and not, I don't do Anchor Watch. I can't stay up that late. Just saying. But next week, you guys can stay up that late with Jason on Tuesday.
Hell yes, because we're doing Anchor. Oh, that's why we can't do it at 10:35 either.
Yeah. Oh, Anchor there you go.
Next week.
That was the more, scratch the other answer. It's getting edited out.
Sailing coming back. Okay. So let's jump back over to James Bond's house. Paulie's house. Jennifer and Dolores announced to everyone that they are bridesmaids.
Yes.
That was kind of like weird, right? Like you didn't pull Melissa aside or anything. Do you think they should have? I mean, it's kind of like a weird family dynamic thing going
Dolores
on.
looks so incredibly uncomfortable. And that's the difference with Jennifer Aiden and Dolores. And this is something that I'm noticing because we're bridesmaids and you know that it's a huge production. You know that she's getting her own wedding special. It's big. Just like Alexia and Marisol, if you guys watch The Real Housewives of Miami, when they ended up going to the Keys, that's when they got the call that they were going to be on Ultimate Girls Trip. And they ended up coming out on page 6 saying that the whole catalyst for their fight with Adriana was because she found out about Ultimate Girls Trip and she was not truly happy for them. But they could not talk about that on the show because then technically it's a form of breaking the fourth wall, right? And it would have been a giveaway. However, now, looking at this situation, it's like Jennifer Aiden knows that this is going to be a huge production. And I'm wondering, somebody wanted me to ask Margaret in the interview that I took down if the women actually got paid to attend the wedding. I don't know. I wouldn't assume that they did. But for Jennifer, maybe, especially if she has a couple of talking scenes, she might have been thrown a bone. And I don't like the way that it was delivered with such FU to Melissa. That was the whole point of that, the way that they announced it. And Dolores, again, looks so uncomfortable. I think one handled it very classy and one handled it with just an agenda.
I mean, Melissa did point out, though, that Dolores wasn't at the engagement party because Dina was there. And now it's like, okay, so what? Now you're just like, what, the backup? Was that what she was trying to say?
I think so. But also Dolores is like, listen, at the end of the day, I've been friends with this woman for a long time. And that was her decision not to invite me to the engagement party because Dina was there. Okay, that was her decision. I'm not going to get in my feelings or my emotions about it because at the end of the day, this is not my day. This is Teresa's day. So I love the fact that she can look at her friend and be like, whatever makes you happy on your special day. If you want me to sit it out and you don't want me to be there, if you want me to be there just as a spectator, or if you want me to be in the wedding, I am there to support you. It's about you. That's a good friend, right? So
there you go.
Team Dolores all day.
Team Dolores. She's always like kind of that neutral party. We love her.
By the way, so real quick, sorry. In the Dolores and Paul interview, I asked them if they planned on getting married. And she's like, well, he's got to put a ring on it. And then I asked, did you break your rule of moving in together without being engaged or married? And she said, I did. But sometimes you just kind of have to go with what you feel in your gut in the moment. So I love that she did that. And I asked her, would you get married on camera? And she asked Paul, and Paul was like, we'll kind of see what happens when it comes, but whatever makes her happy. I love them together. It's not just the James Bond house, guys.
Yeah.
I swear it's not. I really do. I met Paul at BravoCon and he kept saying to me, he's like, I'm fanning out over you. And I'm like, Paul, you have no idea.
I'm like, Paul, if you only knew.
No,
I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
You're never invited to my house because you will be like, this is my garage.
This is cute. Yeah.
This is cute.
All right. 140 in the room. Hit that like button, guys. Help us out. Smash that like button. Okay. Really quick. Truth Win says, my birthday was April 3rd. I had no one to celebrate with me, and I watched you guys celebrate Shaylee. Happy birthday, Truth Wins.
Oh, happy birthday.
Thanks for being here. Thanks for celebrating with us.
I don't think that Shaylee even touched her cake. So half of that cake spiritually is with you. And also, no, just seriously, happy birthday. And thank you for spending it with us. And we love you. We appreciate you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. So before we get into Dolores' big invite and what we have coming up, a very awkward situation happened at Polly Bond's house. Okay. Because we had the Turkish coffee reader. We've seen this multiple times on Housewives. Some are like, really good at selling themselves. This one, I was like, wow, she's really good. And then it was like, okay, girl, like you had notes, you were coached, you were paid. Like, obviously, it was so obvious, especially when she gets to Jennifer Aiden and
But what if it wasn't?
Talks about the endorsements. Oh, please.
Okay. So
I see an L. You have a friend with the letter L and you've been friends since you were kids. And now you guys, I see backstabbing.
Well,
come on.
Here's the thing. I've seen both, right? I've seen, just a quick story. One time I was walking on the Santa Monica Pier with my friend Alex. And when we stopped by and there was this woman and she's like, get your reading. And my friend Alex is like, what can you tell me? She's like, how much do you want to know? So Alex put in a 20 and she said this much. And Alex is a beautiful girl. She looks like a Victoria's Secret model. And the woman literally said, by the time you're 30, you're going to be rich. She's like, bitch, give me my 20 back. I'm 33. So it just, you never know. But then we had Gina Marie on who did a private reading with me, and she's booked out for a year and a half plus. And she, honestly, now at this point, I can call her a friend. She's the sweetest woman. And she gave me so much information. I didn't give her anything. And can they look at you on the internet? Can they figure out things? Yes. But she was telling me about my friend who passed away. She said that my friend that I wrote on my friend's pink Converse. She said that our friend was building our house with us. She also told me about like our careers and our future. She told me about certain relationships that I needed to cut that were unhealthy, certain like it was just wild. She hit the nail on the head. And then Jason and I just looked at the notes again the other day, and it was like, holy shit. And these things are actually happening. Now, for the Turkish one, okay, the friend backstabbing Margaret with an L. All right. That was a little, The endorsements with Jennifer Aiden, also a little, And then the Danielle Cabral of it all with the brother and the wedding, that was a little, But then also, it was very vague. She's invited into the home. Whose home is this? This is Dolores and Paul's home. It's Paul's home. Dolores is his girlfriend right now. Who knows what's going to happen? And it was a pretty general, you have a ring in your future. Like, we can all see that Paul's obsessed with Dolores. Dolores loves Paul. Yes, that I could be your Turkish coffee reader at this point. And where was Melissa Gorga and Jen Fessler's reading? I didn't get that. And then Rachel Fuda with the victory, a lot of it was very precise for some coffee grinds. But also, I'm not questioning shit. Like Danielle said, sometimes people talk to dead people. So,
I mean, listen, yeah. Okay, thoughts really quick on Jen Fessler, because every episode I'm kind of liking her more and more. I don't know how everyone else feels, but how do you feel? Because she is pretty her confessionals are good. She's pretty just straightforward. I kind of like her.
She's comedic relief. She reminds me of my old stepmom, Heather, because she's just funny, kind of goofy. And even when she walks up to Dolores and she's like, you better hope Paulie doesn't look at me, a certain way, because I'm sorry, girl, I'm stepping in. Like, I love the way that nobody is threatened by Jen Fessler because she doesn't come off that way. She's just there for a good time. Do I think that she needed to be a housewife and it was miscast? No. I think that she makes the perfect supporting role of a friend. I love her in the friend role, just like I love the situation with Miami. And I even love when it comes down to Margaret. She's so open with the fact that sometimes she's like, Margaret, that's not the person or the friend that I know. So, like, who is that? Why do you let yourself get to that point? She calls shit out and she just keeps it very real with you. I love Jen Fessler.
I mean, the live chat right now really loves Jen Fessler.
Yeah.
150 in the room, guys. Hit that like button.
It's Jackie who's in question.
Oh, Jackie, man. Rubbing me the wrong way this season. Like, what is going on with her?
We'll get into it, especially the Danielle of it all. And the fact that Jackie was the first person to get excited about Ireland.
I'm like, it's a cast trip, girl.
You're a bitch.
Okay. Anyway, Danielle and Rachel, they're going head to head. And the Turkish reader has exited the building, thank goodness, because we were done with her the moment she got her paycheck. She's like, I'm out. Thank you so much. I read my lines. But now we have Danielle and Rachel going at it. This is the dynamic duo I thought was going to come into the season as friends, but it's like we have a team situation going on. You have to pick or choose. Are you on Margaret's? You're on Teresa's? You're on Melissa's? You're on Teresa's?
The only person who's really Switzerland in this whole thing, or neutral as she called it, would be Dolores at this point, which is a great place to be. It's a great place to be, being neutral. No, I think that Rachel really bonded with Margaret Josephs and Melissa, and I think that Danielle came in and really bonded with Teresa and Jen Aiden. And to Rachel's defense, I see both sides. To Rachel's defense, she's like, I didn't say anything or take anything out of context that you said. I delivered the message exactly the way that you wrote it down. Yes, that's true. She did not enhance that story. So I agree with Rachel. However, I agree with Danielle because Danielle said we were having coffee talk. We're having coffee talk and I didn't think that you were going to bring it back to her. But she did. So now take that with a grain of salt. You put your hand on the stove. Your ass got burned. You don't get burned again. And don't walk out. Housewives are not supposed to walk out. And that's why you're so heated in this moment when really Danielle didn't necessarily need to pop off the way that she did, but she let it Jen Fessler inside of her is what happened. And okay, I don't need the fake laugh, but but seriously, she let it fester. And then she came with an agenda. She kept saying that she wanted to be vindicated. And I think that it was just like, oh, this is a big reaction for something that could have just been deaded at Rachel's house.
I know, but this is the New Jersey Housewives.
But also Jackie Goldschneider, when the Turkish coffee cup reader was saying the stuff about her brother, Danielle's brother, and Jackie's like, I really hope that for you. Danielle had every right to look at her and be like, you do? Are you sure? I would have said the same thing because you're the one who still keeps talking about this, saying that there's so many holes in the story. You see how Jen Fessler delivers the message saying, to be honest, it doesn't make sense to me. Danielle said, to be honest, it doesn't make sense to me. That's okay. But when she tells you this is the story, period, let's end it. She's saying this is the story. So what else what are you prying for? What do you want to know? And to be fair, Dolores even said, nobody pried into your shit when you were talking about your sister and you not getting along for so long. So why don't, and especially since you know what that's like, maybe have a little bit of empathy. I don't like what Jackie's doing. And I think that Jackie's doing it so heavily in order to buy for a spot. And she recently just did an interview saying, that's not how this works. I'm not trying to get a spot. I don't have any control over that. Production doesn't tell you if you bring it this season that they're going to switch it around and maybe you'll be a housewife. Well, that's also not true, Jackie, because Tracy Lynn Johnson was brought on last year as a housewife, demoted after they had the final season and edited. They figured out that she didn't deserve a tagline and that she didn't cut it as a housewife. And then they even invited her to the reunion and we didn't see her ass on the couch once. So it's exactly how it works. And that's exactly what Jackie's doing. She's not landing the plane. It's not working for Jackie. I don't like it. And for someone who's been through so much in her life, especially with struggling with eating and everything else, and I can totally relate to some of the issues that she's gone through, I feel like you should have a little bit of compassion for other people, especially when something like not getting along with the sibling hits so close to Jackie. Like that hits close to home for you. So you know how it feels. Why are you going in on her?
True that.
I mean, Melissa knows how it feels too, and that's why she said, guys, it's enough. Can we just stop this? And even in her confessional, she's like, I know what this feels like. It's not a good place to be in. Jackie should take a page from Melissa's book.
Yeah, hey, there you go.
Yeah.
I mean, people are agreeing with you in the live chat. Guys, 175 in the room. It helps us out so much when you hit that.
Smash that like button. Smash that like button for my nose job.
Oh, please. No, I've become a good kind of YouTube citizen, and every kind of
Jesus Christ.
No, Josh told me this, and I love it.
Oh, because Josh said it, so it's
Josh
probably
said
right.
It's gold. Josh, we do Anchor Watch on.
Then why don't you just sleep with Josh?
Okay, you are on something else tonight.
No, I watch Jersey, and then I get a little activated.
Well, don't activate too much. You're about to go to bed.
Oh, sorry.
All right, no.
Sorry.
No, but I've been a good YouTube citizen. When I watch a thing even for like 5 seconds and I like it, I just always push that like button. It helps all creators out so much.
Do you like it? You love it? You want some more of it?
Like it? You want it? You want some more?
Okay, no.
No? Okay.
Yeah.
Anyway, so to finish us off for this little after party, I'm so excited that this trip is not Portugal. This trip is Ireland.
Don't shade Real Housewives of Atlanta.
I'm not. I'm saying, but Portugal, like a lot of people are saying, Portugal's been done. So
Ireland's been done.
Has it?
Real Housewives of Orange County.
Oh, yes, it has. Holy hell.
That's when Kelly Dodd got called out by Tamra for looking into Heather Dubrow's real estate. Yeah, get your shit, get your facts. Don't come to me with that nonsense.
Ireland and Portugal are two places that are very beautiful that I would definitely want to go. However, I'd like to see them. I think they need to keep them in places where they can kind of.
No, they're staying in a castle.
Right.
No, but
in a dungeon.
No, they're staying in a castle. Some of them might need to be in a dungeon. But you know what's cool about this is sometimes we get really baseless trips, right? And I think Dolores' story, this trip is based off of her love story. So since this is the season of a love story in our love bubble, and we're going to go into Teresa's wedding, which she announced the date of that premiere episode exclusively on our channel. So thank you, Teresa. I think that this is great. I love the backstory. She said Paulie wanted to bring her to Ireland to show her his roots and where he came from. And if you guys didn't catch that interview again, his backstory and the way he came to the United States and started his life from nothing, had no money, to being in the James Bond house. Like, it's absolutely incredible. And I love, love, love the story. And I also cannot wait to see the scenery, because on Orange County, we didn't get a lot of that. We just got a lot of drama and a lot of cliche sort of like St. Patty's vibe bars. And I'm not saying that's cliche, but I'm saying you could tell that they're doing it a different way.
They're going to Ireland with an Irishman. Like,
exactly.
They're going to do it the real way.
Right.
I'm so excited. Do you think we're going to see this on the next episode?
Yeah, it was in the preview for the next episode.
Oh, I didn't see the preview.
That's because you were trying to put this camera together.
That's right, girl.
That's right, girl. No, but also, like you said, they're going with the real Irishman. And I think that that's fantastic, because it's like, okay, so shout out to Captain Sean. Jason and I are about to go to the Bahamas to celebrate.
Who's also
Irish. It's our aunt's birthday, but I just all of a sudden just claimed as of yesterday when I called the hotel that it is now officially our honeymoon. So this is our honeymoon, and also it will double up as our aunt's birthday. That's how I'm looking at this now. But in all kidding aside, we didn't really know what to do in the Bahamas. And Jason was talking to Captain Sean about it. And he's like, oh my gosh, I know this person, and this person to go shark diving, swimming with dolphins, and all of these incredible things. And that's just, it's kind of looking into what it would be like going to a place that you might not necessarily be familiar with having a guide, a pro, someone who knows what like the lay of the land is, or knows people who do. It's a totally different experience. It's like if you go to LA and you go to West Hollywood and you've never been there before, or if you call Jason and I up and you want to go with us, it's a totally different experience. That's all I'm saying.
That's awesome. That's awesome.
Yes. All right, guys. Well, with that, this is the Real Housewives of New Jersey after party, but the real after party that everybody's been waiting for is, do you want anything? For you to die. Tomorrow we have Vanderpump Rules after party at 10:05 p.m. Eastern, which is 7:05 p.m. Pacific. But before we get there, you guys know that on the main channel, Up and Adam, we will be live with Ricky Cornish from Out Magazine. We've done the last 3 recaps with him. He's absolutely incredible. That will be at 1 p.m. And of course, we'll be dropping all of the pre-records. If you guys are a part of our members only on the main channel, then go check out the community tab. We dropped something really fun for you guys to check out. We talked about it on our members only last night. You guys get the first peek and also codes that go along with it. And then on Wednesday, tomorrow, we will officially announce to everybody else. But if you're not a part of the members on the main channel, join for $2.99 a month. We go live every Monday. We give you behind the scenes tea for Vanderpump Rules and our time behind the scenes, like a peek into the window. And it's a must. Jason yesterday covered whether Pump Restaurant is closing or is not. But anyways, I'm capping this off. Don't forget to smash that like button. Thank you for the super chats. Happy birthday to whoever's birthday it was. If you are, in fact, not feeling well or in the hospital and watching us, we're sending you all of the healing, loving vibes. And everybody have a beautiful night. We will see you tomorrow. Smash the